Pick your head up, you ain't gon' believe this. It's your boy Squint talking that shit. Go and tell him what it is. Just a man in his podcast. Thank you all for tuning in. One by one, it's a tag match. Either way for me, cause I'ma make a bloodbath. TST, make you see stars when I throw hands. Keep on spitting bars after bars, like the cage, man. I'ma get the Hardy Boys off the ropes, make it rain, man. You ain't seen a goddamn thing. You get it? You keep on talking shit and the referee count your digits. That's that 1, 2, 3. When he finally get up, he can't say his fucking ABCs. Look, pick your head up, you ain't gon' believe this. It's your boy Squint talking that shit. Go and tell him what it is. Just a man in his podcast. Thank you all for tuning in. One by one, it's a tag match. Either way for me, cause I'ma make a bloodbath. TST, make you see stars when I throw hands. Keep on spitting bars after bars, like the cage, man.
What's up, you guys? It's your boy Squints here with another episode of A Man and His Podcast. Today, I have a very special guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Anakin.
So, let's just get it out the way now. What was the exact injury?
So, if anybody wants to know more, like, in depth about the injury, they can go on the Dollar Menu Discourse podcast. I think they're like everywhere. I listen to them on Spotify though, where I go super like more in depth about it. But essentially, it was a grade 2 MCL tear. Like that was the injury.
So that injury happens. You in the match, you and your brother get to reunite, and then the crowd sings your song. What's going through your head during all? Because you have to be feeling all sorts of emotions with like everything that has happened in that match.
I don't know if I was definitely feeling a lot. Like whenever I hugged Kenny, I was just talking to him in his ear. That's why I hugged him for so long. I'm just like, hey man, I'm fucked. And he goes, no, you're not. You'll be fine. I'm like, nah, man, I'm fucked. And then whenever like the crowd started singing my song, I was like, this is cool. And then like in the back of my head, I was like, this is gonna be the last time I'm gonna hear this for like quite some time. Like I knew like immediately whenever I was like on the apron in the match, I was like, this is gonna be my last match for a while.
Yeah, I just remember you hobbling through the crowd, you got to your merch table, and you told everyone that was sitting behind it, you said, we have to go to the hospital now. And I was like,
yeah, I looked at my partner, Alex, is the first person I looked at, and they looked horrified. And I was like, hey, we're going to be going to the hospital after this. And then everyone was like, do you need ice? Do you need this? Do you need that? You need to go to the back right now. And I was like, everyone needs to get the fuck away from me. I'm going to just try to sell something. And I did that. And then Dingo came up to me and was like, hey, man, I'm really mad at you for doing this because you should be back there icing up your knee. But this is also really fucking cool that you're out here just selling merch now. I'm just like, yeah, I guess.
So did it go through your head at all to like not finish the match? Like, did it go through your head at all to just not continue and just kind of sit out?
No, not at all. Like, because it's like, I guess I was brought up. I'm a stubborn person in general. So it was something where like I was on the apron and I was like, well, there's 5 other people in this match. This match is important to me, and I'm just gonna go do it because I'm stubborn and I'm silly. So that's just what I'm gonna go do.
So you mentioned the word silly. And there is another person who's really silly who wanted me to ask you a question on the podcast. That person being Mad Dog Connolly. He tells
Okay.
me, ask him about the slap of 18 in Athens, Illinois.
The slap of 18 in Athens, Illinois.
Athens, Illinois.
Legitimately, I have no idea what the fuck he's talking about. I'm gonna have to like message him after this and ask him what the fuck he was talking about. I do not either. I don't get it or I don't remember it. It's gonna be something where he's like, "Do you remember this?" And I'll be like, "Oh, I get it." But right now, I don't remember, so I don't know.
He replied super quick because I texted him and I said, "Do you have any questions you want me to ask on the podcast?" And he replied super quick with that. So
That's cool.
it must be something that he's really been having on his mind, I should say.
I really don't know what the fuck he is talking about.
But while we're on the topic of silliness, what do you think is the silliest thing that you have done?
I don't know. There's a lot of silly things that I've done. I think like the thing that like I've always told people like hurt the worst is like I had a dollar bill stapled to my tongue, and that didn't hurt as much. But then whenever we did like we all grabbed the dollar because it was a triple threat match, we all grabbed the dollar and ripped it from our tongues. That was like excruciating. Like that was like, oh my fucking god, that sucked really bad. Maybe no, actually, letting Danny DeMonto give me the razor's edge out of the ring through the tube door, and then my head hit the wall. A lot of people don't know this. If you've ever seen someone get knocked out, you can tell. So my head hit the wall, like my body slid, hit the wall. If you watch the clip back, and I'm like out. My hand, I'm doing the fucking weird hand thing. To this day, I remember the start of the match. I remember whenever Danny lifted me up in the Razor's Edge. I don't remember anything else after that match. The next thing I remember is getting in the car to go home. So the rest of that match, I was on like complete autopilot. I had no idea what the fuck was going on, which is kind of crazy watching it back. Danny said like some really nice things after the match, and I really wish I was. I mean, I was conscious, but like I really wish I was, I guess, awake to remember it. Yeah, I wish I was coherent to like remember it because it would have been a cool personal moment for me. Because I have no memory sitting in that chair and looking at the crowd and almost crying. I have no memory of it, so I wish I kind of did. So that's the silliest thing I've done.
I was gonna ask, but you basically just answered it. How was it having that match with Danny? Because that was like if I feel like after that match, that was the first time I really heard like everyone saying, "Oh shit, Anakin Murphy is a deathmatch wrestler." You know what I mean? Like it was like your breaking out match.
In the deathmatch world, yeah, I agree. I loved that match. It's like top 5, top 10 matches I've ever had. Like I love that match, and I'm eternally grateful for Danny to have that match with me because originally it was not supposed to be us. It was supposed to be me and MM3, but he couldn't be there that night. And then I was super grateful for him and then ICW as a whole, and then like the deathmatch community, because the deathmatch community, although they all like all the fans bicker with each other way too fucking much, like the deathmatch community is like very good. And I don't know if I don't think I'm a deathmatch wrestler. I don't like that term. I think I'm a professional wrestler who happens to do death matches sometimes. I don't do them all the time. Like I have one coming up in October, but after that, I don't know. I had a deathmatch tournament in July that I missed. So yeah, like to answer your question, like I love that match, and it was gratifying for me to have.
We have a question. Emo asks, was that the cage match where Anakin did the double stomp off the cage?
No, that was the first match me and Danny had in the pit. The one that me and Squints are talking about is the one that we had in the chains on May 1st or 2nd of this year. One of those days.
And then so also speaking of death matches, I seen a record shop just posted. I don't know if you've said anything publicly, but there's going to be a No Ring No Hope 2 this year.
Yeah.
Are you pretty excited for that?
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked. I haven't announced it like publicly to like the wrestling world because if I'm going to be honest, this show is going to be more largely for the local people like within Central Illinois. So I wanted to get the word out there first. So if anybody watches this and don't know about it, well, now you know. But that's on November 1st. That'll be pretty cool.
So you said you want to do it for Central Illinois. How did it feel last year when the newspaper picked up, like, did a whole story on No Ring No Hope 1?
It was cool. The newspaper also like already like messaged me about it and wrote an article about it yesterday. And like they're all super like excited for it, which is cool because like that's Jacksonville is like where I've grown up. So doing something there is sick because I don't do anything else in Central Illinois wrestling wise. Like all my shows, like whenever I lived in Jacksonville, I always like, oh, I have no shows that are under 2 hours away. So it's cool to do that once a year. I'm gonna keep it to once a year, if that, because I may like just not want to do it 1 year.
No, definitely, definitely. And then also last year, you ran another show that I feel like I haven't talked to you about since the tax return show, where it was tax return, and Papa
Yeah,
Pullman had a match. I think Garfield had a match or a run in or some sorts in a scramble. How was it being able to have that show? Like, how did that feel being able to just have you and your friends just get to goof around?
it like so. I've done a lot of really cool things in wrestling, but I think putting on that show and seeing the success of it is like probably the like my favorite thing I've done in wrestling, or the proudest thing I've done, because that show could have not drawn anything because we didn't really have any actual matches outside of like two, and it drew a lot for that building, and a lot of things that we had could have really been like just dumb, but everything went off without a hitch. We were supposed to do it in August, but I had some personal things happen, and then I got injured, so it kind of didn't happen that way. So Tax Return 2 is probably going to be pushed back to the spring. I haven't really made any progress on that quite yet because I've been too focused on me. But I love that show. I think it's, I genuinely think, I'm not just saying this just because like it's me, out of like comedy wrestling shows, I really think that's like up there in the conversation as like one of the better ones on an independent level.
No, definitely. I don't know if I ever told you, but I was telling everyone there, like, and this is a full compliment, but that show reminded me of like a backyard show in all the best ways possible. Like,
That's
it was
funny.
just, I loved it. I loved it. So we're gonna get to some fan asked questions real quick. Emo's Road asks, what is your favorite, I think they said MCR song. Let me find the exact post. Yeah, what's your favorite My Chemical Romance song?
It's not Helena. I don't like to listen to Helena because I don't want to get sick of it one day. So I literally only listen to it whenever I make an entrance. That's the only time I listen to it.
Today I was playing myself in chess when I got a
I think
reminder on
the
my
hell was that?
That was YouTube Shorts going off. Ryan Trahan.
What is my favorite MCR song? Like, I think Dead is really good. I think I'm Not Okay is really good. I think I Don't Love You is really good. I think I think Thank You for the Venom is my favorite MCR song.
So let me ask this. I don't know if I asked this on the last podcast or not, but you said Helena's not your favorite song. Why is it your theme song then? If that makes sense. If that
Yeah,
question makes any sense.
I don't know. I just like, for whatever reason, had some kind of weird gravitational pull to that song for whatever reason. It wasn't I wasn't using it whenever I first started out, but I used it pretty soon, like a couple months, or maybe it was like 6 or 9 months into me wrestling. I started using it. So I've been using it for 4 years. I had like a really weird, like, this feels right kind of feeling, and then whenever it's supposed to be, I feel like everything happens for a reason. So the fact that I was always like something's drawing me to this song, and it caught on so well, probably why like something drew me to it.
And then King Nate, he asks, what was your favorite song performed at the My Chemical Romance concert? Yeah, did you hear my follow-up question?
So it was like my first concert ever. Which was cool. I think what did he? There was one. Yeah. I did. I think my favorite song performed at that concert was probably Dead, because that one was like how it like went. Like I know how the end goes into Dead all the like anyway, but how it happened in that concert was like really fucking to watch.
So I heard bits and pieces of that because we're cutting in and out real quick. But you said Dead.
Yeah, Dead was my favorite song. I don't know why the fuck my internet. I don't have no McDonald's Wi-Fi. I don't know why my internet's doing this, but it is what it is.
I was gonna say Nick said you got that McDonald's Wi-Fi.
It's funny.
But now let's get into the bread and butter of the main reason I wanted to have you on here. What is your favorite Jackass movie?
2. For whatever reason, I really like 2.
And then what's your favorite stunt or like what's your favorite like segment from the Jackass universe?
I really don't like whenever they do anything with bodily fluids or ass or dicks at all. I really don't like that because it always cringes me out. So I always look for something that like either really makes me laugh or looks like they just died. Whenever Johnny Knoxville was painted like on the wall and then the bull came at him, I forgot what it's called, but like he's painted as something and then the bull like comes at him. I think I'm right.
That sounds kind of right. I think I know what you're talking about.
It's one of the bull ones. It's one of the bull ones that I think is really good because I like how he's like formed into the wall, but it doesn't fucking help at all.
Yeah. What's one stunt that you would be willing to do? Like, what's one stunt that you would do from the movies?
Me and my partner, like, whenever we first got together, we just binge watched all of them. And with a lot of them, they were like, would you do that? Would you do that? There was a couple that I like, yeah, that wouldn't be too bad. And then there was a couple where I was like, nah, I'm never fucking doing that. I guess one stunt that I would do, they had oh man, I forgot what it's called. I can never remember the names of it, but there's tires on the ground and then there's like shit like hanging from the ceiling that like the crew members had to like run through. They had to like run through the tires. There was like tasers. I think like mouse traps was another one. Like that was one that I think would be kind of cool to do.
Yeah, that wasn't 2, I think. Or it wasn't
Okay.
was it in the new one? Because they did something similar.
All of them blur together for me really bad. Like I remember the last one. Taser Gauntlet. I remember the last one. But like 1, 2, and 3 blur together really bad.
So did you go to the Royal Rumble in St. Louis when Johnny Knoxville came out?
No, I've only been the only like big wrestling show I've been to was when the Rumble was in Indianapolis.
Okay. I was gonna say, how did it feel being able to hear the Jackass theme playing over the loud ass speakers? Because that was that was just, it made no sense to me hearing fucking the Jackass theme song and then Johnny Knoxville coming out and all that.
I mean, I think it'd be pretty cool, but like, I think it's like a good like intro song. I think it's like perfect for Jackass.
You are a I don't know the word, genius when it comes to theme songs.
I guess.
Because, well, no, because I seen you at Anarchy. Bosch was asking everyone, what song should I use, this or Stacy's Mom? And you
Yeah.
literally went up to him and you're like, if there's anybody here that understands theme songs, it's me. Choose that. And just like, I feel
Yeah.
like you are the person for theme songs.
I'm glad Bosch listened because now people connect that to him. Like, I don't think I'm a genius with theme songs, but I think I have a pretty good idea of like what works and what doesn't for certain people. Like I think like Chris Hero coming out to Kryptonite years ago, like that was perfect for him. Like I'm trying to think of like an example like for now Laney Luck's song, like that's perfect for her. Gary's is obviously perfect for him. Um, I don't remember her name, but she's from Chicago, and she came out to this. I don't remember the fucking artist names. I don't remember anything anymore. I've had so many fucking concussions. But it's on the Brat album. Who is that artist? Charlie something?
Yeah, Charlie, like XCX, I think.
Yeah. She came out to that song, or a song off of that album, and I'm like, damn, like that really works for her. And I don't know. I feel like walkout music is super fucking important because it's not only the first thing people connect with you, but it's like I just feel like it is how you build a fan base because a lot of people are very like music oriented. So with me, I think like a big part of my fan base or fan presence is my song. Like I always gaslight myself and say like I'm only over because of Helena. Um, Sometimes I think that's true, sometimes I don't, but I feel like walkout music is incredibly important, and a lot of wrestlers, I don't want to say a lot, some wrestlers don't understand that quite yet.
So, what is your favorite theme song of all time?
Dude, Maria Kanellis's theme song with legs like that one's so fucking cool. Or I think This Fire Burns by CM Punk is also like I like that more than any of his other ones.
Yeah. I like when, like, especially when AEW and WWE do it, when they use like songs that are already by artists. They don't like have it made for them, but like when like CM Punk was Cult of Personality and stuff like that, because it
Mm-hmm.
just it gives a bigger, like a big fight feel, if that makes any sense at all.
Yeah.
So September 26th, you are returning your first match back at St. Louis Anarchy against Billy Starks.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about that match? Like, it's Billy Starks. Like, obviously you're excited, but it's also your return. Like, is it just like, are you nervous, excited, scared?
I think like everything. Like I'm nervous because like I'm not gonna say what I was originally gonna do on the show, but I was originally gonna do something very different on the show, and then Matt called me and was like, "Hey, would you be okay if you wrestled Billy because she's available? But I want to ask you beforehand because like I don't know, like anything about like your knee. Like I don't know if if you feel comfortable having a match like that." And I was like, "Yeah, that's a match I've wanted for years, and like I might as well just dive back in. And if it sucks, then I guess it'll suck. Like whatever happens, happens. I hope it doesn't. I hope it won't suck. Uh, like in terms of like my knee and like my injury, like I hope that doesn't like hinder the match at all. But
Yeah,
I'm nervous about that. But I'm excited to wrestle Billy because that's a match that I've wanted for a long time, and that's a match Billy. A lot of times when they see me, it's just like it's crazy how like we have never wrestled before, and I'm like, yeah, I know. We've known each other for X amount of years. I've been in many locker rooms together, and just like always wanted this match together. So it'll be pretty cool.
yeah. when Anarchy first posted the graphic and they said first time like ever in general, like it was hard to wrap my head around it because you two have both been like staples of St. Louis Anarchy and then of the Midwest also. So it's like it's just crazy. So that match is going to be fantastic. My final question I have for you though is when you come out to the ring, whoever the ring announcer is, they call you that city's favorite twink. When did that originate? Like when did you get that moniker?
Um, so it was on, I think, Action's Future Showcase tournament in 2024. The finals were me, Tim Bosby, and Jameson Shook. And for whatever reason, like people always like say the twink stuff at me, obviously, because like it's me, but like they always call me a twink, and I always welcomed it, but I never like embraced it. And I was like, this could be something to latch onto. And in the ring, like before, like as Carmen Michael was like about to say my name, like on the fly, I just stop him. And the first thing in my head was like Chattanooga's favorite twink because we were in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And I was like, can you say Chattanooga's favorite twink? Tough kind of thing that I just thought about in the moment.
And then the final question. I ask everyone this. I think I asked you this years ago when I had you on.
Is
But
it the Jersey
if you
Shore
had
question?
no, it is not. I retired that one because you told
Thank
me
God.
to.
Thank
If there was a piece of advice you could give anyone, what would it be? And it doesn't have to be wrestling oriented. It can just be about life in general.
I guess this is something very like recent, but if you feel like you are miserable with something, then stop doing that thing. If you feel like you are not having fun with something, then stop doing that thing. If you feel like you need a break, then take a break. Because I went really hard in wrestling for years, and I explained more of this on the Dollar Menu Discourse. So if you want to listen more in depthly, go to that one. But like here, like I was hard for like 6 weeks nonstop, or 6 years nonstop with wrestling. And I got to a point where I stopped doing makeup because I just stopped caring. I stopped caring about what I wore. I stopped, and sometimes I stopped caring about the matches I was having. Like I was always hard and put on a good show, but if it went well, I was never like, wow, that went well. I was like, okay, whatever, that happened, time to go home. Because I was so burnt and I needed a break, but I was refusing to take one. Now, after I was forced to take this break because of my leg, but I'm so motivated again. I'm so excited to do wrestling again. I'm going to do makeup every single match, and I haven't done makeup in well over a year. And I'm going to like start caring and put more effort into like my presence and my look and stuff like that. I have a lot of cool things that like in my head that I'm going to try to do. Not like as soon as possible, but like I'm going to try to do.
Yeah. And then if you just want to let the people know where they can follow you, upcoming shows, merch, all of that, plug whatever you want right now.
I think if you just search up Anakin Murphy on like almost anything except for TikTok, because I don't like TikTok, then I'll pop up. And then obviously September 26th, St. Louis Anarchy in Alton, Illinois is my return match. I have a fucking loaded October. Like I have 2 to 3 shows each week in October. So I'm not going to say like which ones yet because I'm going to have that Billy match happen and then probably be like, all right, here's everywhere I'm going to be. One show I will be at is like October 10th in Berwyn, Illinois for Bloodstone Wrestling, where I'll be wrestling Sabin Gage also for the first time ever. Other than that, cool.
Awesome. Thank you for coming on. Thank you everyone for listening. As always, you can like, comment, subscribe, leave 1 star, 5 stars, all that. Like Anakin said, if you want to know more about his injury, you can go to Dollar Menu Discourse on all podcast platforms, I believe. I'll put a link in the description. That's going to do it for this episode.